the woman of the hour, the most talked about young lady in Britain right now. Yes, Shamima Begum, or Begum. That's how they pronounced it on the radio yesterday. Begum. So I was going Begum. Begum. We'll just call her Shamima Begum. Okay, that's how I'm going to say it now. So I didn't want to be IS poster girl. Well, you are now. Countless memes. That's what I've been seeing is memes. We're gonna have a look at some of those memes in a bit because I'm always interested in the memes. That's what the news is all about nowadays. It's just about memes. I don't really care about anything else. Everything else is bullshit. But memes are true. So here's another interview with Shamima, and I'd say off the bat, when you look at her talking, it's like, no offense to her, but it's like the lights are on, but the house may have had a minor burglary, maybe a major burglary. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's hear it from the young lady's mouth. That's a very interesting opener there. Like, was it the reason you joined Islamic State was because of beheading videos? No, not just beheading videos. There was lovely videos of families and enjoying life in the park. It's like, what? It's just so already would like. It's already just strange. It's just into Looneyville, isn't it? It's like, well, not just the beheadings seem cool, but also like the super chilled stuff seemed cool as well. There was a mixture of all the things that I wanted for my future. Beheadings, a good family life. And you'll notice as it goes on, she talks very much like, oh, yeah, I guess, I suppose. It's all this sort of blasé. Because we're forgetting, she is, she's a kid, really. She's a kid. She went out there at 15. And I put the argument that, she wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. That's not to say that everyone that went out, everyone that left the UK and did similar things, either to go become, some fucking some weird terrorist mail order bride, or to go fight out there. Apparently, I've heard of some highly educated people that have gone out to fight as well. So it's a mixture, but it's like you can sort of get a sense of that. Yeah. Did you really know what you were getting yourself into? I don't know. And how good were these recruiters? Going, yeah, super cool. Do you like people's heads being chopped off and shit? Do you like nice parks? Okay. I mean, yes, it's a fair point. And she's not really the one that's, although, I mean, now she's all over the news. And they're really running with this. Like I said, the news organizations just couldn't help it. Just couldn't help ISIS. They just can't help themselves. I keep saying this, but like they really just couldn't help it. The ISIS propaganda machine was pretty damn good. It was fucking terrifying. Cast your minds back. Remember all the images you've seen of fucking, like, they were horrific. But they, you know, especially like Mail Online, prime example of like just the most horrific shit. I remember seeing, you know, videos of people in cages just being lowered into water and being drowned, fucking heads on sticks, and they showed you all this fucking shit. Now they videoed that for a reason. You know, they weren't decapitating and drowning people and pushing people off buildings and do all this fucking horrible shit. They weren't just doing that and videoing it to recruit young ladies like this. They were doing it to fucking send a message out and to, you know, I mean, there's a reason why they call it terrorism. It's to fucking fuck with your mind in the first place. And then media outlets are completely complicit in this because they can't help themselves. They're like, oh, here we go. People will want to see this because you can't help but look at things that are terrifying. These are why conspiracy theories are so big, because you're going, oh my god, like the whole government are out to kill us, like, and stuff like that. It's like we want to be terrified in a way. It's titillating. It's fear. It's fear pornography, if you like, and they couldn't help themselves. So ISIS and our media. We're completely walking hand in hand. It was literally the back, you know, the hand that scratches the other's back. It was a big back scratching bonanza. They were like, they just couldn't help themselves. They couldn't fucking help themselves. You know, we didn't need to see all that shit every day. We didn't really need to see it. We needed to know about it. But to see the imagery, that's a different story. It's like, that's where people would have seen it first. People weren't. No one goes out, right? No one deliberately goes and searches for beheading videos in the first place, because it's not a known thing unless you were told about it from somewhere else, as in the media would have put you onto this, and then you'll get. I've seen loads of sick fucks. You know, people who try to like shock you. You know, people who want to be shock people. They go, yeah, look at this video, someone getting their head chopped off. Like, I've seen it years ago. Go and look at this. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to fucking see that shit. What are you showing that to me for, you weirdo? You know, you get people like that and go, yeah, you want to see something real fucking messed up? Is a guy chopping his dick off? You're like, I don't want to see someone chop his dick off, for goodness sake. What is wrong with you? But there, you get people that do that, right? We don't need the media being that person, because you would have heard about it through them first. They started it first. They dropped it in our minds, and then people are going to go search for this shit in the first place. Point is that we didn't need we didn't need to know about every horrible thing ISIS were doing every day and to be scared by it, because there's plenty of other stuff going on, right? But the media just can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves, and they can't help themselves but interview this girl. And obviously, this girl is milking it, because she could have said no to these interviews easily, but she hasn't, because maybe it's going to help her case. She clearly doesn't want to be in Poo Town anymore, because it is Poo Town. She's lost 2 children, have died, and not because of bombs or being murdered, because they're like, it's malnutrition and disease and shit. It's like, alright, it's fucking terrible. That's the thing, she's milking this and they're milking this, and there you get the same shit over and over again. They just can't help themselves. They pushed ISIS's propaganda, and now they're helping her with her propaganda, just because they want clicks, and that's all they fucking care about. I mean, is this really news? Because, like I said, people have already come back. Some of them have been imprisoned, and they have now served their sentences and are out of prison for going to Syria to fight for ISIS, right? And this girl, because at the time it was like, look at these teenage girls flying off to fight for ISIS. What good does it? This is the thing about news. It's like, at the end of the day, what good does it do us? What do we benefit from knowing about this? Really? Because you could argue, well, no, obviously you'd argue, like, well, we need to know what's going on. We need to know that some of our teenagers are fucking terrorists or potential terrorists. Is that really? But does it help? Do you need to know everything? Does it really help in the end? Because what do we see now? Countless outrage posts Like, fuck this girl, no, fuck anybody who went there, fuck them all, burn in hell, fuck off. It's just riling people up, and they know it riles people up, and that's why they report on it. That's why they keep interviewing her, and she's clearly not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and she's clearly going to keep dropping clangers. She's going to keep saying clangers because she's not the brightest, and she's 19. And she's been like basically a sex slave for a few years. I mean, I've been reading up on, a lot of like girls who were taken by ISIS or freely joined, and it's like, basically sex slaves. A lot, majority of them. And other people are going, no. It was a loving, wonderful relationship, living in the fucking utopian caliphate. Yeah, blah 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 blah. But I've heard a lot about sex slavery, so. There is that element of it. But I don't know. We don't need to keep listening to this girl. Why just her? Because, I guess it was interesting. Why do these 3 15-year-old girls, fly off to Syria to become ISIS brides? It's weird. It's unexpected. Fair enough, but we don't need this. We don't need to hear about it this much. We really don't. We don't need all this information about her and her fucking sound bites that can be used as memes, getting people riled up about shit. Like, what? How's it going to benefit anybody? Where's the benefit? That's what I want to know. How is this benefiting anybody? How is this benefiting me? How's it benefiting you? Hearing this clearly misguided 19-year-old who's lost 2 children, like, not talk very articulately about stuff. Like, how's that benefiting you? How's that making your day? Because isn't it? She just doesn't seem terribly bright. I think that's part of the problem. I mean. The fact is, going back to our original point, we didn't want to be on the news. They didn't expect to be on the fucking news. I mean, I don't think that's why they did it. But they bloody were on the news, and now they're on the news again. Now she's a bit older, she thinks, well, I'm on the news now. Cool. Sorry, it's because sometimes like they'll refilm that, the interview bit. That's probably might not be the way he delivered it. Sometimes they do that. Like, what do you think about that? It's like snipe. It's like, what do you think about that? Yeah, right, got him. Yeah, what do you think about that? Eh? What you got to say? Like, is that her newly born baby? Do you know what I mean? She's literally, I swear she gave birth yesterday or the day before. Already in an interview with her fucking baby. Do you know what I mean? This circus of shit. It's like, I think they need to stop interviewing this girl. They just need, the only people who should be interviewing this girl are, first of all, security services and and if she's going to come back to the UK, and she has to because she's a UK citizen, she can't be stateless, she can't stay in Syria, she's a fucking illegal immigrant who joined a terrorist organisation, pretty much. It's like, no, you can't stay there, for goodness sake. You're going to have to come here. So social services should be interviewing her, or someone better than that. Just a psychoanalyst, just like, make her a useful idiot. You need to like find out about the grooming procedures, get into her mindset, find out why people like why a 15-year-old would go, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. You need to know about this stuff. Like, you need to study this shit. She needs to be studied. She needs to be interviewed. I know I've said she doesn't seem like the brightest spark, but still, you need to get as much information out of her as possible. Like, and we don't need half-assed interviews and going, what do you think about that attack in Manchester? Pretty poo, wasn't it? It's like, I don't know, she's had 2 kids die from malnutrition. I don't think and she joined ISIS. I don't think she cares that much, to be honest. I'm just throwing it out there. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't care that much. Just a thought. But, you know, what do I know? Maybe she doesn't know that Ariana Grande only appeals to children. You know, maybe she thought she was like an Elton John type situation. It was just old people. Who knows? Yeah. Just quick note on that kind of rhetoric that people use. It's like, I've been guilty of this as well when I was a little idiot. I go, well, you know, that's why I can see it. I can spot people a mile off. And they go, yeah, well, what about the people that got killed in this bombing or that? It's like, all right, sometimes they don't give a fuck about collateral damage. But you know, when you try and justify, and people do this. I'm not talking about people that are ISIS supporters. I'm talking about people in this country who try and make a point. You know, try to be clever, going, yes, well, terrorism is the dictionary definition of terrorism says that therefore the British Army are terrorists and all this shit. It's like, no. Let me lay it down for you a second. There's a huge difference between, you know, they'll say, oh, well, you don't care about all the women and children that you've killed. And it's like, well, yeah, but like they're in a war zone, which you're part of that war zone. Sometimes they use them as human shields. Sometimes they hide amongst them. They'll have camps. There's intel. Sometimes it's bad intel. There's many different aspects, but it's always in a fucking declared war zone. Okay? There are targets. Sometimes it's bad targets. Sometimes people get caught in crossfire. Sometimes, like I said, they'll do it deliberately, and they'll have innocent people. They'll be hiding amongst them, shooting mortar bombs and fucking do all kinds of naughty shit. They'll have ammunition. You know, ammunition places. There is a word for that. Oh, my brain has gone to mush. So bad recently, it's bad. Anyway, you know, they'll have stuff amongst innocent people, and innocent people will get killed as it's collateral damage. There's a big difference between that and a guy going, I'm going to go to an Ariana Grande concert that is well known for having children there, and I'm going to fucking blow them up. Why? Oh, because you blew up ours. And you know, you got to admire the way that a lot of acts of terror, you know, they don't try and take the moral high ground no more. Do you know what I mean? There's no moral high ground anymore. They're not at least, I mean, you could give them some credit. They're not virtue signalers no more. Going, well, at least I didn't do that. They're like, well, you did it, so I'm going to fucking do it to you too. You know, it's like, that's the attitude. You kill children, so we're going to kill children. Why don't you try and actually have, like, you would be labelled less if you believe in your cause and you believe what you're doing is right and it is the way and the God told you to do it. Why don't you take the higher ground and not do what your enemy does? That's poo. Why don't you take the moral high ground and go, we're not going to kill women and children, and make a point of it? Maybe the rest of the world might listen to your silly little cause. It's just an idea, because no one's going to no one likes baby killers. You know, if the American forces are baby killers and ISIS are baby killers, then we're not going to like any of you. So how about take that moral high ground and run with it? That's good propaganda and good PR. All right? I'm no expert on it, but hey, try it out. Just try it out. Try out not being a dick. It's a good idea. Go on, give it a try. Works. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's revenge attack. It's a revenge attack. It's not. It's no. There's no justification. You don't justify doing that. So they did it to us, so we'll do it to them. You know what I mean? It's like, Someone rapes your wife. What do you go and do? Rape the rapist's mother? No. Of course not. You lunatic. That's not how it works. You can cut their penis off, but that's about it. It's kind of weird. This is why you know it's a bad interview. It's like, why didn't you dig deeper on what she said? Maybe the interview was a bit longer. They've chopped it up, probably. Well, I'd hope it was. But, like, no, why don't you dig a bit deeper into that and get into the whole ethical debate about what she just said? No, it's like, why haven't you apologised to anybody? Well, what's she got to apologise to? She should apologise to her father, for sure, for putting him through all that heartache. That's the first person she got to apologise is to her fucking father. End of. I don't care about your political beliefs, any of that bullshit, what you think about Islamic I don't care about none of that stuff. Apologise to your father first, for goodness sake. Be a good daughter and apologise to your father. That's the first person you should apologise to. Unless he's a wrong 'un, then fuck him. But if he's not, and he doesn't, and he seems like a nice guy, he seems like a really good guy, he seems heartbroken. So it's like, apologise to your fucking dad first. First apologise to Pops, then. And then I don't know who she got to apologise. That's the question. Who does she actually have to apologise to? What, the people of Britain. She doesn't need to apologise to me because I don't know what she's fucking done. All I can see is an idiot who thought she'd be edgy, run off to Syria like an idiot who just went, oh, I'm going to become an ISIS bride. It's like, well, then you're a fucking moron. Like, and the fact that you're still alive is just proves that there is a thing called luck in the world. Like, because, my God, all her friends are dead. Her kids are fucking dead. She's had 2 kids that have died, and she's still alive. Like, it's just like, she was without that going, I mean, I am the luckiest unlucky twat on planet Earth. Like, it's like, well, it's like that guy. There's a guy that was in both the Nagasaki bombings and the Hiroshima bombings, and he survived both of them. He survived 2. There's only been 2 nuclear bombs dropped. This guy was in both of them, and he survived both of them. He is literally the luckiest, unluckiest man on planet Earth. And she's like in that territory. Like, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know who she should be apologising to be fair. Because we don't know what she's done. All she's done is gone off and been an idiot. So she apologised for being a twat. If everyone had to apologise for being... This is my point, right? This isn't going to be a popular opinion. But the fact is, like, I don't know, some of you may have way too much faith in people and believe in people way too much. But, like, people are fucking idiots. Like, there's way too many idiots out there. Like, if it's a crime to be an idiot, then way too many people are guilty and therefore should be persecuted. This is the problem. What I see here is an idiot. It's just an idiot. Just an idiot. Like a 15-year-old and now a 19-year-old. What's the difference between a 15 and a 19-year-old? I don't know. They can do certain things legally now. They're still fucking idiots. I don't want a 15-year-old or a 19-year-old making decisions, important decisions on anything. Sincerely, I don't. Really don't. So there's not much difference between them. It's like, I don't know, you're just 4 years above being more of an idiot, but you're still an idiot. You're 19 now. And the thing is like, she's obviously been through a lot. She's been in a war zone, and lost 2 children. But you don't know, like, to an idiot, what effect has that had on them? Like, really, what has she learned? Some people can, like, experience all kinds of bullshit and not learn anything from it, and not even have the capacity to think about it. You'd be fucking surprised by people at how moronic they can be. I'm not, but every now and again I do still get surprised, and it cheers me up. So, you know, I don't know what she's got to apologise for apart from being a complete idiot. Oh, apologise for betraying your country, apologise for this, apologise for that. No, apologise to your dad first, then let's find out what else you've done, and when we know what you've done, then we'll ask for some apologies later, okay? But don't apologise for being an idiot, because too many people have got to apologise for that. Oh, you got to apologise to all the victims of terrorists. Oh, that's who you got to apologise to. All right. Well, that makes it up. That's fine. Thanks for apologising. Brilliant. Good. Now, again, who made her the fucking... You're talking about her being a poster girl and inspiring other young girls to go join them. Who made her the fucking poster girl? Right? At 15... No, sorry. I know a lot of people go, oh, but, you know, making a mistake at 15... All right. What? There's many arguments about how old is 15 argument, you know, what sentences can be dished out. Sometimes being 15 is a child and sometimes being 15 is an adult, depending on which way, you know, depending on law. On, like, when it comes to murder, like, if you are 15 and you murder someone, apparently, you know, you're totally morally culpable for it. But if you have sex with someone who's older than you and you're 15, apparently you're now a victim. There's this weird balance of like of you know, it's like oh, well, today you're a victim, but now you definitely know what you did. You know, oh, you're an innocent. God, I had a real problem with remembering words lately. I get a dementia test or something. Oh, I just got to stop drinking, I suppose. You know, oh, you are naive. Yes, you are naive. You're a naive, innocent little victim at 15. Or, no, you are a callous, evil piece of shit at 15. Like, which is it? Which is it? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's very convenient for people to go, just depending on what they feel like and what narrative they want to play. Because in one set of eyes, oh, she's an innocent 15-year-old who got brainwashed, and the other set of eyes going, you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, well, if anyone ever says that sort of stuff about certain age groups, always bring another case to the table and go, well, explain, well, what's your opinion on this? Like something that's very different to that case. And you'll see them having a totally different opinion. That happens a lot, and then they'll go, and then you go, well, which is it? It fucks with people's brains. I could do this all damn day. Now, what I see is a useful idiot. Who made her the ISIS may have decided to make her the poster child, but do you think ISIS made her the poster child first, or did the media make her the poster child and ISIS ran with it? Like I said, it's a marriage of convenience. It's a marriage between ISIS and our media. It really was a beautiful marriage of convenience. It worked beautifully for both of them. The clicks. Because all the clicks are based on outrage. Outrage marketing has been big for years. People figured out. Just read a book called Contagious. It's all about marketing. And it's delivered as a marketing manual, but it's also very eye-opening. There's one chapter that delves into how people discovered what gets shared the most. What social media posts get shared the most. And anger is the one. That's why, you had Black Lives Matter was fueled on that. That's why all media companies ran with it. And at the same time, you had the ISIS thing. Black Lives Matter angered lefties, ISIS angered righties, and there was crossover in between, but it still fucking made people angry, and people just couldn't stop doing it. So they knew exactly what they were doing, and ISIS did too. So it's a marriage of convenience. So maybe the media should be apologizing. Maybe outlets such as the BBC, such as the Daily Mail, and the fucking rest of them. Maybe they're the ones who should be apologizing for a hell of a lot of shit. Because we don't need to know all of this stuff all of the time. We don't need it pumped into us. This is what always pissed me off. Is for years they pumped into us fear by helping ISIS push their propaganda upon us. And then a few years ago, they decided, no. Why are you scared of all this Islamic terrorism? Why are you scared of it? You're a racist, alt-right, neo-Nazi, Islamophobic piece of shit. Why are you so scared? Fuck you. Now we're coming after you. This is exactly what they did. Because now that's the thing that people want to click on. It's a bullshit pussy move. They are complicit. So I put it to them, they're the ones that should apologise to those fucking families before this little girl has to apologise to them. You should apologise first. Then she can apologise. She apologises to her father. You apologise to all of us for this bullshit that you created. You made her a fucking poster girl, and now you're making her a poster girl again. So fuck you asking for a fucking apology. Where's our apology from you first? I'll get my apology first from all you media outlets that drilled fucking fear into our brains for years, turned loads of people against Islam, made people look into it, get scared of it, and then you turned around and called them all fucking bigots years later. Unbelievable. You are the world's biggest wankers. Fuck you. We want our apology first. Then she can apologise. But you apologise first. Motherfuckers. That genuinely pisses me off. Good wine, man. Anyway, let's see what this numbnuts has got to say furthermore. Yeah, whatever. There's many things you can say about this girl. I just think she's just... I mean, the question is how many of these people... They need to look into how easily people can be brainwashed and how, were they a bit ditzy. I mean, I would argue that, people that are a little bit dim are more easily brainwashed. That's the only thing you need to get out of this. The whole debate about whether she should come back, whether she should be sorry, blah, 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 blah. Is not really part of the big issue. The big problem is that they're now using her for clicks once again and asking her to apologise. Alright, okay. Yeah, she should apologise for a few things. But you need to apologise. And you really need to apologise. You can't go around just shitting on people because of the fear you propagated. And now you've stirred up more rage and more divisiveness by constantly interviewing this girl who clearly she shouldn't be interviewed. Come on, look at the circumstances of it. We should not be hearing from this girl at all. We shouldn't be hearing from her. No. We shouldn't be. We really shouldn't. There's some things we do not need. There's some things that shouldn't concern us. There's some things we should, I'm not saying suppress the media or nothing stupid like that, but I'm just saying, come on. You got to think about things intelligently and go, how does this benefit anyone apart from just making people pissed off?